All right, Burhan, kick us off.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is GitWit Sync. Today we're gonna go over some of the code we have written, and
Yeah.
most of the
Great.
progress this week is by the one and only Victor. And yeah,
The greatest
let's
refactor
just
so far
Yeah.
because
yeah,
most of the code really has to do with the editor and the AI chat.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, um, how about I'll share the screen that we have with the code editor, which
Yeah.
is this one, and let's come here like this, and I don't know,
Okay.
maybe like this.
Yeah, probably like
perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
then we'll we'll go through the files that are interesting. This should be your.
yeah.
Is this your latest one here? One day ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So let's walk through some of the interesting. I found the most interesting file. I think is this one, which used to be like 1,000 lines, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
maybe.
I think it's
No,
the
no,
editor
it's not
file.
this one.
Oh, this is
It's
page.
yeah. It's under the editor folder
Okay,
in the component section. It's even
You have a ton of files opened.
those others. Okay, so this is what does this one do?
this is
This
The
holds
whole
the editor.
page.
It's not the editor.
exactly
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
page is just the page that the editor's on.
yeah
But maybe this is a good place to start.
yeah. I mean, you can go to the editor
So maybe
from
this is a good
the
place to start because this is the page that you
Yeah,
go to.
you can start from here.
yeah
Hmm.
yeah
This is the page that loads when you open a project.
yes exactly.
Yeah. Uh, if the only thing I added on this page was to add a way to like prefetch the file tree. So if you scroll a little bit down, you'll see that um so using the React query,
Yeah,
see, let's see if we can find that. Now I sit down. Yeah, right there, line 90, 92, yeah. So right now I'm perfecting the file tree. So immediately the page loads, the file tree is also available for you to use. So no need to like before it was multi-stepped where you load the page, then after the file tree loads on its own. So it was loaded on the client. And that was understandable because at the time we're using sockets to send the files across. But
got it.
now since a recipe, I could just fetch on the server and get the files straight away.
So this starts prefetching that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Before it took a little bit more time to load the UI first.
Hmm.
Okay, got it. That's interesting. Well, the new file tree works really well,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah, it
fixes
does.
a lot. Yeah, it feels a lot more natural when you're dragging things.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then the next file would be the editor file. So if you
Also, I'm thinking about removing this is owner stuff. Um,
yeah,
it's a little bit cluttering, and it's a little bit it's like it's a little confusing for not adding a lot of value, in my opinion.
yeah. I think it was usually meant for the times where sandbox were shared, but I
Yeah.
don't think we've done or worked on that right now. I don't know. I haven't tried sharing a sandbox to another user.
Yeah, so we can always remove it and then add it back.
Yeah.
It's not like it will break anything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the state of the tree is fetch here. Oh, okay, and then this is this inside? How does that get passed to the? How does?
No, it's it's React query. So the query client caches the state of the data, whether data is fetched or not, then passes it to the client. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can just scroll down.
Here, first
So
line.
you can see the addition boundary. So it
Okay.
is directed to the client. So it's going to send it to the client and the query client, the whole data, object, everything will be streamed down to the client.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, Interesting. By the way, do you know why we get sometimes why we get a hydration error on localhost?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe you can send a screenshot. I sometimes get addition error, but that's usually like browser extensions interfering with the page. So you see like a weird ID on the page or something.
Okay, I'll send you a screenshot of that. Um,
Okay.
so now you want to go to
The code editor from
okay,
here.
Yeah, the components folder.
okay. So here's front, and then where is that? Here, down
You,
here.
yeah,
Here?
actually, you
Go
can go from
components,
the code editor
Sure.
right there,
Yeah, sure. It'll
and
just be nice to see
yeah,
the
editor,
tree here. So we have
yeah,
dashboard editor,
editor,
UI.
index.txt.
Mhm.
No, the index.txt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So
It's
now,
Okay.
so now it's just 5 lines of code right now.
yeah. So 2000 from 2500 at one point to 35.
Good. Okay, so where's all
Yeah.
that code hiding now?
It's I mean it's there, but it's
All right. So
Is there
so
another
it's in
file with
multiple
2000 lines
stages.
of code?
Yeah.
now. So it's like
So like the tab states and most of those states are stored in the Zustan store. So if we go ahead and check the store folder,
Okay.
you could see the states of the tabs. So it's not in the editor, it's in the outside. Let's see.
this will be down there.
Um down, yeah.
There it is.
Store.
Store. Yeah, exactly.
Slices.
So we have like slices. The only slice we're using right now is the editor slice, so you can open it up. So that's the editor. So basically, this is where it stores the active tab content,
Mm-hmm.
the state to show if an alert is meant to show when the file is not saved, but once that you want to cancel. So like stores a lot of the state, a lot of the logic. It's easier for us to see everything once and try and figure it out at a single part than
Okay.
having them
Data
separately.
model.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And some utility functions to determine what tab to open next when you close an active file. So,
Mm-hmm.
so this is where everything is stored. States related to the tabs and some of the things in the editor. And the next thing would be to check the hooks folder inside the editor. Inside the editor folder,
Oh,
that's where most of the heavy lifting happens.
The
There's a
hooks
hooks folder. You can see,
above that. Yeah.
yeah, up there. Yeah. So you could start with the use file, for example.
Mm.
Okay. So use file tree for instance. This we get the project ID from um the page
mm-hmm.
and we just fetch. So for instance, trying to get the page ID, sorry, the file tree, you just use the project ID and since the data was already fetched on the server, you get this data straight available to use straight up. But the good part is for
Oh,
things like deleting, if you scroll down a little bit, for deleting, let's see. So you see that on success, what I'm doing is that I'm returning an invalidation query. So what happens is that I'm trying to tell the server to refetch the updated file tree. So by the end of the deleting of the folder, the new file tree is refreshed again again, and you have the updated data. So that's why it looks really snappy when you delete and the file tree updates. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Well, basically, like it still shows the loading state while it's still refreshing the new file tree, and it just updates it. The
uh,
same thing for. Okay, go ahead.
where's the part where it does the optimistic update?
Oh yeah, the optimistic update is down. If you
Okay.
scroll down, that's for moving files. Up. I did the optimistic update just for moving files, so you
So
can
there
just
is no
scroll down.
optimistic update for deleting folders. Oh, it
No, I
shows
didn't
deleting.
do that.
It shows deleting dot dot dot, and
Yeah.
then okay.
Yeah. hmm But we could think about making that happen because I think it's gonna be a good feature, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
We
kind of
could scroll.
interesting. It's kind of an interesting question. What do we want the user to see the progress, or do we not care? Do we want them? It's just to feel instant.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
We have to we have to decide which of those we want.
Yeah, I think it should be instant.
So it feels faster,
It's,
but it's less honest.
It's yeah. If it's reliable enough, then we can just use optimistic update.
Yeah, that's true.
because
If it's only successful and we know it's gonna be successful, we should just
what's the downside of that though? If you delete a folder and then if you delete a file and then you recreate one with the same name before it's finished deleting, what will happen?
Yeah, the question is how long will it actually take to delete the file?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's snappier enough, then we can use optimistic update, and if it's not, then we should just stick to for it as right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
some better UI, but I think it's fine for now.
Something to note. Currently we can't delete like folders. I don't know if you're aware of that.
We tried to delete a folder yesterday, Victor. It did happen, right?
Is it a folder? Or I don't know. So
Eh,
you can move a folder, I guess.
Oh
Not
yeah, you
delete a
cannot
folder.
move the folder. You can actually delete the folder.
Yeah, you can
Empty
delete the
folder, or
folder.
can you
No, you can. Yeah, it recursively deletes
any
everything.
folder?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it is on the back end.
yeah,
Um,
You also can rename a folder also.
yeah. That's what we talked about today as well. You cannot rename or move the folder.
oh really?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
interesting. I can check in the SDK if that's possibly an issue. I'm not sure. Files, file system, read and write, rename, move, view. Ah well.
No,
I
that's
don't
it.
see. Yeah, I don't see the documentation for it. But um, okay, that's okay for now. Um, I'm not really worried about that. Let's continue.
Yeah.
All right. So the next is the rename function for renaming files. Um, this does a bit of on the UI. The UI actually just shows that the file was already renamed. So it's a bit optimistic in the UI. So we don't use like the pending state for renaming. And finally, we have the, let's see, you can scroll down.
Hmm. Wait. So this says renaming, but if it fails, it says couldn't delete file.
You didn't say that. Probably just take the same. Yeah,
Okay.
couldn't rename file. Yeah. All right. So this is where the optimistic update comes in. So a bit of different ways of thinking about it. So first thing that it does is, let's see. Um. No, so this on save. Sorry, this saving file. Then this move file line 86. Um.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. Yeah. So what it first does that whenever you call the move function, like the move file function, which is the mutation function, what it first does is that it makes sure that the file tree is not being fetched. Trying to explain it line by line. So line 89 to 90, just make sure that it's not like trying to get the file tree at the time. It stops that. Then stores the current file tree state into a variable called previous. So in case it fails, you can just fall back to the previous
Mm-hmm.
file tree. Now we clone the tree, then perform the sort of mutation we want to perform on the tree. So, for instance, you're moving a file from point A to point B. So, first thing we remove the node from where it currently is. We update the ID of the node because the IDs are basically the parts of the files. So you
Hmm.
have to update the ID. So that what the rebase node ID does, trying to rename the ID to the new position is meant to be, and then it inserts it into the the clone of the tree that we did.
Hmm.
After that, it just sets it, and that's all. That's the optimistic part of it. And you can scroll down. So at the end of it, it tries to get the updated data from the server. So that's unsettled. And if it fails on error, it reverts back to the previous data we stored in the context. You see, we're returning the previous data in line 115. So it just reverts back in case it fails. So
Mm.
I don't know. Sometimes you might have noticed if it fails, it just goes back to the original state. So there's no harm in the optimistic update. It just tries to make it look nice. And if it doesn't work, it reverts to the old stuff.
Okay. Nice. Oh, that seems very robust.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
You seem very certain of that.
Yeah.
Great. Um, great. Yeah, and
Also added this sort of, is it toast notification? That's for the saving, sorry. Well, for when you're saving your file, shows you like the saving and if it fails or it succeeds, shows you if it's successful. So at the time we don't previously we were not storing like this is saving state. So users don't know even after they've pressed the shortcut to save, they don't know whether they're saving the file or what is going on behind the scene. The only indicator is the dark dot or the white dot on the C on the file name, similar to what you have currently here, the black dots here on your editor. So it doesn't know what they have as an indicator, but right now there's like a toast notification showing them when it is loading, when it is successful, and when it is not successful.
oh, when you're loading a file,
No, when you're saving a file.
you're saving a file. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Saving a file. Yeah. That's good to have. Like for now, I generally feel like we use Toast a little bit too much, but
Okay.
like, but it's fine for now. Yeah.
I see.
Like especially when we're in the debugging process. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. No, this is really okay. So most of it. So a lot of it is in the hooks. Okay.
Yeah.
What else do we?
Um,
The editor.
Also, there's a use file. Yeah, there's a use file content hook that gets the content of each file. So you can check that also.
Where's that?
It's basically, I think it's still in the same file.
Oh, okay.
I group them together. Yeah. So you scroll. Use file
Use
tree, use
file
file content. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh,
Um.
where's it go?
All right. So this shows it gets the file contents of the server.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other functionalities there. I can't remember what other functionalities I said. Okay, for prefetching the files, where you can prefetch the files.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, basically that's it. But I'm experimenting with something. I don't know how it performs over on your end, but currently what I'm doing is that I'm loading all the files. Um, I'm loading all the files that can be seen in the file tree. For instance, as long as the folder is not yet opened, the files will not be prefetched. But as long as the folder is open, so all the files in the root are usually like fetched straight up. But when you open a new folder, the files inside the folder are also fetched also.
Oh,
But
really?
if you can disable it, yeah, you can disable it with the enabled feature, but that's how it currently works right now. So I've not seen it actually works trying to make things a bit faster, but I
Huh?
don't know if it's very consistent. So I want you guys to actually take a look at it.
Oh, okay. So you're preloading all the files in in the open directories.
Yeah,
Interesting. I did notice when I went to the console log that I was getting a ton of errors of this API call. Like
yeah,
it's like a ton of server errors trying to load files. So
yeah,
that must be related to this.
Yeah.
yeah, sure. So you could just turn it off if that's an issue for now. You could just turn it off and refresh every time you want to get
Yeah,
the file.
I guess it depends how long it takes to load a file, but um, yeah, as long as it's like half a second or less, I feel like it'd be fine to just show like a loading spinner when you open a new file.
Okay, okay, can do that.
But it's not
Most
a bad idea to do it. But yeah, it could have some unintended consequences.
True.
especially if
Sure.
especially if the files in the directory you're not sure if they're text files or not. They could
Yeah.
be really big.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah.
And currently, I noticed. I think this is a bit of issue. For instance, when you try and open an ICO file, it returns like the whole text
Yeah.
blob of the ICO file.
Yeah.
So probably you should find a way of finding the extension, based on the extension, the terminal is going to be displayed to the user.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. For now, I think it's fine to show things as text unless they're binary. Yeah, ICO is that a image like a
Is
raster?
it? Yeah, it's a binary. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's pretty rough. But I love the icons.
Yeah, the new icons.
Yeah,
Okay, so shall we go on to the editor?
yeah. We could move on to what else can we move on to? We can move on to the use editor socket.
Okay, yeah,
Basically this handles
uh-huh.
most of the socket connections except for the terminal. The terminal is handled by its own sort of hook, use
Oh,
terminal hook.
okay,
But this just handles everything is related to the socket.
okay, nice.
So on error, on connect,
But
and so
it's
on.
it's simple, yeah. Error preview URL.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if we need this one because most errors will come from synchronous calls, right? Like I wonder if we still need asynchronous errors. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
um, well, this whole wait, so this can I see the terminal one? Where's the terminal?
Yeah, use terminal. I think it's one of the other hooks that we had. So you could just go to you see the terminal folder.
Oh, okay.
Below.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
I think it should be there.
Terminal. Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it there?
Uh,
I don't know.
Wait, here's something.
I
No, it's not.
think it's gonna be in the context or something. I'm coming. Let me check my local computer.
oh, probably it's in the terminal context, Victor.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
there
Terminal context. Yeah,
context folder. Um,
Here?
there it is.
yeah,
The above the lib
yeah.
folder over there. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then the terminal context.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I see why you want to reorganize the files.
Yeah.
It's fine for you to reorganize the files while other people are making edits because we should be able to merge those without conflict. I hope.
Okay.
If you just rename and remove things, it should be fine.
Mhm.
So okay, and so this is is the same socket connection, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the same. It's all stored in a provider, so basically the same socket.
Got it. So it's getting the socket from the uSocket provider,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's
Yeah.
this one has ready, um, and then okay, deploy. Where's the on data? Where's the part where it gets data from the server?
So
I think that would be.
it's actually the create terminal thing, and that's somewhere else.
And what's this here? Socket
It's the
context.
context.
Okay.
Yeah. The terminal context, and then there would be a function which is create terminal. Yeah, this create new
Yeah.
terminal, and then site active
Uh,
terminal, site creating terminal.
Where's the part where we receive data
so
from the server?
when you receive, it's gonna be in the terminal.tsx. So that's like it's not emitting anything. It's just receiving. So
Uh,
that'll be line 152 in the terminal.tsx. That's inside the editor folder. Yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
oh, okay. Socket dot on terminal response. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the socket can be factored out of this file. You see what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Maybe the
Oh
socket
yeah.
can be factored out of terminal. Maybe. Or
I think so.
it just seems like the socket's in a lot of files right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Currently, it's only in the use editor socket hook and the terminal and the context. So I think we could just move them into a single place. At least for the terminal, we could be in a single place to handle all the terminal data.
okay. But do you want to have socket in both terminal context and terminal?
Now, I think it would be nice if we just have them in a single part. I could definitely find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry. We're going to be using this space at 1 o'clock for an orientation.
Okay.
So if you can relocate to the first floor, there's computer spaces and some study spaces there as well.
Okay. Oh, so all of these meeting rooms are both?
Yeah, all of the spaces being used for orientation
Oh,
starting
okay.
at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Sorry,
Good.
didn't mean to interrupt.
What time is it? Oh, it's
20 minutes.
12:38. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, I don't think we have a lot to mess around with in the terminal. The one thing that did come up was like uh, sometimes the events happen out of order. Like because it's in a WebSocket, if I would type A B C D, that might actually come as like DCBA, like
Yeah.
in the other end.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we're wondering if it can be fixed. That's like the only like performance issue that is really critical right now.
Okay.
I don't know if WebSockets.
There
I don't-
is.
I don't know if WebSockets have that ability. Do you know?
I don't know. But I think it should depend on how they're being fired or so. I don't know.
Hmm. I'm looking on Stack Overflow, um, saying it's not possible for WebSocket messages to arrive in a different order than they were sent.
Yeah.
So that would imply that there might be a different problem in the code that's not related to the WebSockets. But you can test this yourself if you just type really fast and you have a slow internet. It, um, it sometimes comes out of order.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing it now
No.
because the internet's
Internet is
probably
good,
fast. But yeah, every time you type a character, it does not. Just to be clear, like, oh, where's Burhan? He's gone.
He said that his power is gone.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it goes to the server and then back before it actually displays. Um,
There are some other issues with the terminal as well. Like I can. Yeah, we'll fix that later.
okay. What else? Yeah, what else do you think we should have a look at, Victor?
Um, I think you could take a look at the use Monaco editor.
Yeah.
Use Monaco editor and the hooks.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is where the configuration about the Monaco editor is, and yeah, it's a very massive file.
Okay, this is the
This
this
is a
is
big one.
the monster. Okay.
Yeah.
500.
All right. So what's happening in here?
Um. So like this hook handles like the state of the Monaco editor. So things about the widgets, where they're being positioned, the configuration um for the editor and everything related to that.
Yeah, so in this file,
That's
it's
why.
basically sorry, Victor, I'm just gonna answer because I think
Yeah,
most of
it's
this
fine.
is what I did. So in
Okay.
this file is basically generate widget states, editor event handlers, mounting, demounting editors, and then keyboard updates and everything about that. And there are some decorations state as well. Yeah, so basically everything that is related to the editor is here. So we are mounting the editor, And then there is also some TS config, TypeScript config things, which is related to the squiggly lines error,
Yeah.
but we
Very
can
nice.
probably rule that out once we have a proper language server set up.
But
Um,
we can temporarily fix it now, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then and then we also have merged compiler, which is basically responsible for setting the different code diff colors, and then AI edit handler, which is basically for the AI
Hey,
edit
why
functionality that
don't you
we have.
walk us through on this screen?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's a
Sorry.
big file and we can't see what's on that
Yeah.
screen. So
So first, let's
if,
move.
I can just look through. We can just look through here. So you're
Okay.
saying
Yeah. So handle AI
so you
edits.
have handling AI edits.
Yeah.
What's the part that does the green and red?
Um, AI edit is done.
AI edit. Okay. Well, TS config.
TS config is
Fetch
that.
file content.
What generate widget? Yeah. So the handle AI edit is the one where get version and content update. Oh yeah, so sorry. Not the diffs are not here actually. This is the basically the AI edit inside of the editor, like the selecting and then the edit
Okay.
code
Yeah.
widget, and that is happening here.
Uh huh.
Um, and then the code diffs are actually in the other file. It's not.
Use code.
Yeah, it's in the use code diff. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
this one. Yeah. It's in here. So there is use code differ function, which has merge code, original code, and then it's also using Monaco editor decorations collection.
Okay.
Um, if you scroll down a little bit, there is so it first stores the original content and then process line by line diffs over there. And there's a bunch of things which I did a long while back.
Okay.
So it's just
Okay.
so it's a lot of things which are really uh, working all together. And so this is basically another remaining block. So here um, it's creating the merge decorations over here, applying the colors, remove line number,
Okay.
line glyph, and stuff like that. Uh, and it should return. If you scroll down a bit, yeah, merge block, and then range, apply,
Hmm.
and then at the very last, it's applying the merge code into the editor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
it's returning the new declarations.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and that's basically returning the handle apply code function, which gets passed to the editor um, in the in like uh, editor layout file where the editor lives here. Handle apply code. Yeah,
What's that?
so it's in the editor layout. EI. No, sorry, it's in the
Where's that?
it's in the editor folder. I have to scroll up. Yeah. Editor folder, and then there were
Hmm.
scroll down a little bit, scroll down a little bit, a little bit more.
Wait, but this is the editor
Yeah,
folder.
that's hook. Editor folder.
Oh, why is terminals in the editor folder? That seems like weird, right?
No, it's that. Okay, yeah. So there it is. Editor layout.
Right. Here.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the layout of the editor where you will see a lot of uh, you will see basically everything that is in the editor. So if you scroll down, there will be first
Okay.
scroll down a bit more. Yeah,
So does this include the bar at the top of the page or not?
navbar.
What?
Navbar you're talking about?
Yeah.
Navigation bar? Yeah, that's in the index of TSX. This is everything other than that. So if you scroll down, there will be program where it returns reference. Yeah. So this is the resizable panel. Those are the tabs. So this editor layout builds the editor. So resizable panel and code
Yeah.
should be the file manager as well. So Monaco editor container, then then this is the editor, and that's Copilot elements.
What's that?
I think the Copilot elements is yeah, Copilot. Yeah, so suggestion widgets, generate widgets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go into that, we have generate widget and AI suggestions widget. Yeah, and then so this has if you scroll down, yeah,
What's this?
we have
One second. Burhan is here.
it's 12:15 to leave.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, so this is the AI suggestions widget and generate widget.
Okay. And what's the suggestion widget?
So AI suggestions widget is basically where it shows edit code when you select a line of code. So it's basically this.
Really? Oh, I don't know what.
So
It
this,
doesn't sound like a suggestion to me, but okay.
yeah, and then the generate widget is, yeah, I think that's what it is. And then the generate widget is when you click on the edit code button, and then what it shows like when you actually write the prompt for that line of code to edit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So that's basically it. I mean, we might use a little bit of renaming on that, but
Sure. Yeah, I think a lot of things will probably need renaming.
yeah. So
We have two backends as well. So
yeah. Yeah, so that's basically that. And then in the editor layout, we have AI chat as well. If you go back to the editor layout.
Yeah. Okay, and this is the most important part.
Exactly. So
let's see what we have here.
yeah, so that's still in work. That part is still in work in progress. And I have that in here.
What do you mean?
I'm working on that part. Victor
Okay.
has worked on everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Victor, you've not reorganized this AI chat part.
Not yet. No. Oh, he's gone, I think.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah.
Okay. So he hasn't. And then what's left to do?
So in that, so if you go to index.tsx, yeah. So here you see there are a lot of we need to do a proper drilling here because there are a lot of props, and then also we have markdown components, utils. This is fairly, in my opinion, this is fairly organized, but it might need a lot of more organization because in the apply button and the chat input and chat message, those files are really big, which can be actually refactored into a lot of small files, just like Victor did with the editor component.
Wait, this one's pretty small.
No, not that one. I think the chat message and the
Chat message.
yeah, that's a lot.
Okay.
It's not that it's so big, but it's like it's hard to understand for a new person.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And then it's the same with the context tab as well.
Yeah, and we should give everything like a really clear name, and
Yeah.
then also at the top of the file we should say what it is in case that name is not clear.
Yeah, and
Like-
also we need to use a proper name convention as well, like kebab case or Pascal case throughout the project.
Yeah, I think there is some common convention for that, and I think it's generally lowercase.
Yeah, that is
Um,
kebab case, I think. I think
Kebab case. Oh yeah, kebab case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
yeah.
Burhan, do you know why it's called kebab case?
No idea. I'm just searching it up.
No, don't, no cheating. But you have, I mean, you must eat kebab, right?
Yeah.
On a fairly
So
frequent basis, I think.
yeah, I mean, you love kebab, right? So don't you, this one is kebab case, like this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Why? Because
There's a
This one, yeah. This is kebab case
Yeah,
with the little stick, with
exactly.
the little stick.
because of the
Because
hyphen.
yeah, but you don't eat. That's not what you call
That's
kebab, right?
no the thing. I think that I know the answer for it, and you also know the answer for
Of
it.
course, this
Yeah,
is an American kebab. It's not.
yeah. I think we need to move.
It's um. We still have 7 minutes. Um, it's not an American. It's an American kebab, which is
Right.
different from your kebab. Actually, no, it's the same. But you have your kebab is on a big stick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's called Sikh kebab.
Whereas in normally what we do is we take a small stick and then we put it on the grill. But
yeah,
so this is but anyways, this is the stick.
Okay.
And then this is the meat.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that would be Sikh kebab because Sikh is the stick and the kebab is kebab.
Okay, we're gonna go with Sikh kebab case.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh, you guys talking about the naming for the files and folders, yeah?
yeah, does that sit well with your appetite?
Yeah, yeah, it does because I think I mentioned it.
Yeah.
So probably need to rename all of the files because currently folders, for instance, the AI chat folder is just
Okay.
I don't know what that's called. Maybe Kabab. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
the naming convention that was
mix
used there.
of Pascal case and kebab case.
Okay.
So this one is kebab.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This one is camel,
Yeah,
and this is
Cam-
Pascal.
yeah, yeah,
Camel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
Okay.
We have a
We have
diverse.
everything.
we have diversity down to the root.
So, Victor, your next thing is to rename. I'm gonna merge this as is because it works. Um,
Okay.
Victor, your next thing will be to work on the restructuring naming, right?
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
um, also any console errors that happen,
Yeah,
either fix them or let us know why. Let us know that they're there, and
Excuse me, I know y'all are busy. We have orientation now, so we need y'all to head up to the first floor, please.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, we're headed out. Thanks.
No worries.
Yeah. So, or just like let us know. Let us know why they're there.
All right. No
And
problem.
you're gonna be working on the AI
yeah,
chat,
yeah,
and I'll
chat.
be
Yeah,
here for the rest of the day. And then Burhan, you're gonna take the last PRs you were working on, and then we'll recreate them with the new structure. Okay?
Okay. Like all of them, because the recent PR I made for the spaces, I've just updated it, and it's quite simple now.
Okay. I'll have a look.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk
Sounds
to
good.
you soon.
bye
See
guys.
you guys. Thanks for your time. See ya. Bye.
All right.